Hello everyone and welcome to another Cookabout video here with Chris and Lee. I'm going to keep I'm going to keep like something on the wall behind us, like a notch of like how many weeks that I've been depressed watching West Ham. You know,
going to say you're going to set a noose up.
Maybe I could do something. You know that guy who's not cutting his hair until United win 5 games in a row. Maybe I could do something for when West Ham stop pissing me off. Another weekend, another bad result, another bad performance. One thing, while I've got you here, actually, it's quite good that we're talking about Potter here. You've obviously, I'm sure you don't watch West Ham with as much, in the same way that I do. But do you see similarities with what Potter's doing at West Ham to what Potter did at Chelsea?
Not really.
In terms of, style of play, coaching styles,
not
like
really.
man
I think
management.
The problem is, I know it sounds big-headed, but Chelsea had a better squad, better first team. So he was able to sort of implement what he wanted to do a bit better, I think.
Mm-hmm.
I felt like we was more attacking under him than what he is with you.
Yeah, I mean, the stats paint a very bad picture. So, as things stand, he is statistically our second worst ever manager in the Premier League. Only Avram Grant is worse. And he is rapidly closing in on that record as well. We haven't won a home league game since February.
Nice.
We've only won 2 calendar home games in the home all calendar year and 5 games all year. And I think he's now 5 wins from 26. Graham Potter is, I believe.
It's not good enough.
There are not many managers who survive this sort of form. And when you actually compare Lopetegui, who everyone agreed was not the right appointment and it didn't work out, you compare him to Potter stats wise, things like possession and attacking and chances created. The only stat that Potter is better at is possession. Everything else Lopetegui is beating him on. I mean, we're talking fairly small margins here because they were both shite, but Lopetegui got us to create more chances, more XG, more shots on goal, more goals. It's just everything at the moment is negative, and it's getting to the point now where West Ham now are becoming a bit of a we're sleepwalking at the moment. We are. I don't know if the owners are just happy to be in the Premier League, because that kind of feels like what it is now. It's more like we don't care about actually pushing on and spending money to try and achieve something again, because we've done that a few years ago. That's it. We're happy now for the next 30, 40 years. But the problem is, by having that attitude, you run that risk of actually going the other way, and it feels like that's what we're doing right now.
The problem you've got is there is teams like Sunderland who are picking points up.
Leeds are showing some fight. Burnley showed a lot of fight against Liverpool the other week.
So I think it's going to be a lot tighter down there this year than what it has been in previous years.
Yeah, we're seeing Leeds put Wolves to the sword at the weekend.
I think Wolves are bang in trouble this season.
They are massively in trouble. I think that Brentford will be in trouble, because even though they're playing okay at the moment, they're doing almost like what Ipswich did last season, playing quite well but not getting results. And West Ham are right in there with them at the moment. And I
could be the first season for a while where all 3
promoting stay up. But that might come down to the hilariously, like the last season or two, we've always talked about the 3 Premier League the 3 promoted teams to the Premier League have been the ones that have gone back down because they've been so bad that everyone else can just go, it's fine because they're worse. Whereas now they might stay up because there are 3 Premier League normal teams that are worse in Wolves, West Ham and Brentford, for example. West Ham have got to sort it out. That's the long and short of it. It's there's been so much going on. There's been so much news surrounding West Ham. I'll run through a few of them. Apparently, do you remember David Gold, the guy who passed away, one of the shareholders? So his family inherited his shares. Apparently, a foreign investor has been shown around the stadium and the training ground with the potential to buy those shares. Reportedly, he wasn't very pleased with what he saw at the training ground.
I'm not surprised from what you told us the other week.
Yeah, so apparently that was a thing. We apparently are not going to sack Graham Potter until the Brentford game. Now, this is really interesting point, because our next 2 games, we've got the David Moyes derby next Monday away. We've then got away at Arsenal, which, although we've won there the last 2 years, I think. I mean, I cannot see it happening at all. Then it's Brentford at home. Now, they're thinking, what they're saying is that the Brentford game will be an easier first game for a new manager to come in and try and get things going. What it also coincides with is the planned boycott. So there is obviously most of you probably would have seen that the protest at the West Ham game at the weekend, protesting against the board, voting with their feet again, leaving very little. We were 2-1 in that game, very much like one chance and goal, and we're back in this game. People were leaving in their droves still.
I will say, even when it was 1-0 to them, when you got back to 1-1, you could quite easily have been 3 or 4 down at that point.
Yeah. It was, I think they hit the bar.
They had some really
Corners
good
again.
Oh, mate, I've never known a team to be so inept at defending corners and set pieces.
It's embarrassing.
It's almost like you're doing it on purpose. Honestly, every game.
It begs the question, like, what the fuck are we doing in trade? Do we have a set piece
what
coach?
goalkeeper you put in there?
No. Do we have a set piece coach? I really don't know. And if we do, he needs fucking sacking.
Yeah.
But you're right. I mean, there's 7 out of 13 goals we conceded, and I think it was 7 out of 14 that have conceded that have been from corners and set pieces. I'm pretty sure they hit the bar and had another one that went close in this game alone, so it could have been worse. Hilariously, the goal he scored was from a corner, from Bowen's flick. But I mean, Bowen will get you a goal out of nothing. That's just kind of what Bowen does.
It was actually a very good header.
It was.
I think it's poorly defended, but it was...
Yes, very much
good
so.
header.
I will say that Max Kilman is fast becoming a massive waste of money.
Right.
I've given him the benefit of a doubt for a little while because he is good with his feet, and I know there's a good player in there because I've watched him at Wolves. But at the moment, he's got no strength. He can't fucking head a ball, and he doesn't know how to mark. Kind of 3 quite vital things for a centre back.
Been hanging around with Mavropanos too long.
Well, I mean, any of them. Todibo, Aged when he was there. At this point, fucking drag a Bonner back out of retirement and get him in there.
Zuma.
Oh God, yeah. I don't know. I don't know what the next step is for West Ham, because a little bit like other clubs we've seen with United and maybe even Newcastle under the Mike Ashley era, it doesn't feel like just changing the manager is going to fix everything. You know, he might bring you some temporary success, and the owners will be happy that people forget about their anger towards the board and the ownership. But it's not going to make the problems go away.
It seems to happen every time. You bring in, maybe not the last 2 managers, but like when Moyes come back in, you got a little bit of stability and a bit more success. And this, I think, wasn't that like the process where the fan went on, put the flag in the middle? Wasn't that just before Moyes?
Yeah, that was Pellegrini, I think, when he was there.
So and then everything quietens down a little bit. It doesn't take much for it to start bubbling again at West Ham. I think the club needs a whole new, fresh start, new owners. You know,
I do think that the media don't help, because honestly, every time I watch a TalkSport video, and this is on me because I shouldn't watch TalkSport because it's mostly shit. But every time I watch anything to do with West Ham on TalkSport, the first point that people make is about Moyes. Like, when are we going to fucking let this go? When are people going to understand that decision was the right one to let him go?
Yeah, that wasn't the wrong decision. The wrong decision was appointing
Lopetegui
and not going, like we've said a couple of times now,
Yeah.
the complete opposite
Exactly
direction.
that. If we had made a better appointment then and got somebody who did a better job, Moyes would never get mentioned again. But because it's like an easy thing to throw at West Ham fans. The next appointment, the latest names being thrown in the ring, we've obviously had Slavan Bilic. Don't think this is a good idea, despite the fact that apparently he is willing to take a short-term contract to prove his worth and bring back a load of like West Ham legends into the fold to try and get some identity back in the club. I like that idea.
Hopefully get him playing, probably.
Yeah, I mean, he's talking about bringing in Mark Noble to the coaching staff, even though I think he's like involved in like director of something, not director of football, I don't think, but he's high up. They're talking about bringing Michael Carrick in. They're talking about bringing Julian Dixon. You know, these are kind of old school legends. Maybe even Kevin Nolan's his name's been thrown around a bit as well. Stuart Pearce is another one.
Is Michael Carrick out of work now then?
Yeah, because he got sacked from Middlesbrough in the summer.
Oh, did he?
And he hasn't got a job yet. So yeah, I like that principle. I like that idea of getting people in who know the club and understand the club. I just don't think Slaven Bilic is the right man to front it.
Well, what about bringing Michael Carrick in as manager and then having like Slaven Bilic as like his number 2?
Potentially, yes. And there was also talk about having Slaven Bilic as the number 1 and Mark Noble as his number 2, with the idea of giving Mark Noble a bit of exposure for him to then take over. When we get relegated to the Championship, then Noble can take over. Yeah, I mean, the trouble is with Potter, there's a few things that he could do to actually create a bit of positivity. Our under-21s, under-23s, I think, under-21, sorry, they're battering teams. And you know that sort of like PL trophy thing they do? Then they play in one of the other cups as well.
Johnston Painter.
Yeah, it's one of those. We are battering teams now. We beat MK Dons 5-1 last week. We beat somebody else 4-1 the week before. There are 5 players in that youth team who should all be pushing for first team.
Yeah.
And they're not getting a look in. They're not even getting a minute. And I think that is a really easy win for Potter to get some of the fans back on side. Because West Ham fans love seeing academy products come through.
And the thing is, at the moment, it's a no-lose situation.
Yeah.
You're shit and you're losing games. Bringing in a few kids that have proved themselves in the younger sides ain't going to hurt that any.
No, absolutely not. And it might give some of the older lot a bit of extra enthusiasm because they're seeing these kids come through. Maybe the onus is on them to be, almost mentoring them or whatever you want to call
that's
it.
What you need in your team, a bit of life.
Yeah.
You just don't seem to have anything.
Yeah,
I mean, Bowen,
it does not help that no matter. Honestly, I can only think at this point that Ward Prowse has Potter's family at gunpoint somewhere. He's always blackmailing him or something. It's the only thing I can think of that because there is not a single person in world football that thinks that James Ward Prowse can do a job in that midfield. He's turning 31. He's not exactly old, but he has no pace, no creativity. He doesn't do anything. Doesn't offer anything from set pieces anymore. Why is he still playing? Put Freddie Potts into that midfield for fuck's sake. At the very least, he can't do any worse.
No.
So why not? I just don't get it. So, yeah, so Slaven Bilic is one. Obviously, Nuno has been interviewed, apparently, which I don't agree with. I don't like this whole interviewing managers publicly when there's still a manager there. I don't like it. We did it
healthy.
We did it with Potter while Lopetegui was there. So we've not learnt from there. So Nuno apparently hasn't said yes. He wants a longer contract. Excuse me. West Ham don't. They want a short-term contract with an option for a longer one. Cheapo West Ham again. But crucially, every one of these options, so you got those two. You got Michael Carrick. There was Edin Terzic, the ex-Borussia Dortmund manager. What's the thing they've all got in common?
None of them are in work.
Exactly that. So what does that mean?
Pay anything.
Exactly. And this is the attitude that West Ham have had, is they look for bargains, they look for bargain bin replacements for stuff, and they don't learn that it bites you in the arse. There's a reason these guys are out of work. Slaven Bilic, for example, he went to, I think, West Brom and Watford, didn't really do anything. He hasn't done anything in Saudi, he's just been released from there. Carrick did okay at Middlesbrough for a couple of seasons, but has no Premier League experience outside of a few weeks with United, which, by all accounts, he did do quite well, but you can't judge him on 3 or 4 weeks at United. Edin Terzic never managed in the Premier League, but did do well at Dortmund, got them to a Champions League final. And Nuno, to me, the jury's out on him. I think he's obviously done an incredible job at Forest. I just don't know if West Ham are right now a fit for what he wants, because he plays in the same way that Potter, Lopetegui and Moyes all do, and it's not what West Ham fans want. So even if he brings us short-term success, I'm not sure that it's a long-term replacement again, because I just feel like it's going to go the same. We're just going to, again, be in this circle of these managers. And I think there's better options that we could potentially go and find to give us a bit more excitement. I'm not saying that defensive counter-attacking football can't be exciting, because it can. We saw that with 2 years initially with Moyes. We saw it with Nuno last season at Forest. It can work. Is it a long-term recipe for success? History tells us not.
No.
Otherwise, Mourinho would still be getting proper top jobs fucking everywhere, which he isn't. So
are you Potter out now?
Oh yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
I don't think that tactically he's good enough. Either he is not motivating the players, or the players have given up on him.
It just comes across as very boring as well.
Oh, he's so fucking boring.
Just like, it's just nothing.
He is a cure for sleep apnea.
Yeah.
He is so PR, and he's actually now beginning to get quite bitchy.
Right.
So if an interviewer asks a particularly prickly question, he gets very defensive in his response. That's not a good sign. You got the West Ham fans were joining in with the Crystal Palace fans singing "You're getting sacked in the morning." So when the fans turn like this, it's only going to end one way. I'm kind of surprised at time recording. It's 8:55 on Monday. I'm surprised he's still there, to be brutally honest. On the assumption, of course, that West Ham aren't doing what they've said and waiting 2 games. But you're just throwing away another 2 games.
It's just like, say you're throwing them 2 games away anyway by keeping them in there. You might as well let the new manager come and have 2 free hits.
Well, yeah,
if he
exactly
loses
that.
them, then so what?
Well, at the very least, get Potter out.
You're basically saying he's going to lose them anyway, but we'll get rid of him after them 2, so it gives the other one an easier ride. Just let the other one come in, use them 2 games to sort of bed in, and then go from there.
Absolutely. If you're planning on getting someone like Mark Noble in as a coach, let him take the team for 2 games, get a bit of passion going.
Yeah.
And just, again, it becomes a free hit because we've got a caretaker manager. And we've seen before, caretaker managers can often have
a good impact.
the same new manager bounce that new managers do. So yeah, there is honestly there's just so much going on at West Ham. Honestly, it's insane. Every single day there's a new piece of wild information about the club, and I'm just sick of it. And I don't know what the scenario is to get the board gone. I don't know if it's relegation. I don't know if it's continued boycotts, because obviously from a PR perspective it looks very bad to have an half-empty stadium, even if the season ticket has already been bought. I know they're struggling to sell tickets, because I saw they were selling general sale West Ham Palace tickets at the weekend on Friday in lower tiers. Usually the lower tier is the first to go, and there were quite a few seats around in pairs and in threes and whatnot. So people are already voting with their wallets here. So it's only going to win one way with Potter. It's just a case of when. If West Ham are really going to be idiots and they're going to... I've just realised we've been recording this entire time with the wrong screen there. That's fine, I'll zoom in later. Yeah, it's not been one for the purists again at the weekend. It was a poor game of football for the neutral to watch. Palace are in a good run anyway, because they're, I think, 17 games unbeaten now. And they should have been there for the taking, because they didn't look that good. They got no Eze, they had no Sarr at the weekend either. They should have been there for the taking, and we didn't. So, yeah, I don't really know what is next for West Ham. I don't know who is next in terms of manager. The West Ham Insider information man has been awash with various rumours and people being linked, but it's all the same names you're seeing in the media anyway. Apparently Sullivan is not talking to his usual outlets because he feels like he's not getting the same level of support that he used to.
Right.
So he's now being a bit more cagey with the information that's coming out. I don't know.
On to the next one.
Yeah, we go again. Yeah, I don't know how this ends. I really don't. What do you envisage? What do you think is going to happen? Do you think he survives these two games? Do you think he's going to go before the weekend?
Honestly, I don't know. I honestly don't know. I don't see how he can stay in the job now. But the way West Ham are, like you've been talking, I couldn't call it.
I mean, he picked a better team. I'll give him that. He picked a better team. He actually played a striker this weekend.
Yeah, I thought he'd call
and who?
Wilson.
He hasn't. Yeah, I mean, he had that good 25 minutes against Forest.
He had a chance where he could just shoot, and he tried to sort of
cut back
and just got tackled.
Fulkrug has not been anywhere near as good this season as I thought he was going to be after a fairly decent pre-season. Obviously, Callum Marshall, our youngster, has not had a look at, and he's been scoring for fun for the 21s. We had that we've completely forgot about that Celtic striker. Remember Daniel Cummings that we bought? You probably remember his name. So we signed him on a pre-contract in January and got him in this summer. I've not even seen his name in the 21s. No. I don't know where he is. So yeah, as I say, I don't know what's going to happen. I personally think if you ask my prediction based on everything I've seen and heard, the fact that he hasn't already gone suggests that he's still going to be there next Monday for the David Moyes derby.
Yeah, surely if you're going to sack him after a game, you sack him pretty much straight away. You don't wait a few days.
Or at the very least, you would, Sky Sports and whatnot will be all over it saying meetings are happening, board a meeting, all that kind of stuff. Not hearing a thing. So I suspect he is going to be in charge next Monday against Everton. What I don't want to happen is the Solskjaer scenario at United where a win sort of resets the clock. And there's another West Ham fan channel I've watched, and he's spoken about this. It's sort of like a 5 or 6 game rule where you get 5 or 6 losses before you get sacked. But if you win one along the way, it resets that 5 to 6 games again. If you're constantly having to reset the clock in that way, it should fucking tell you something that he's not good enough to do it. So yeah, I think he stays for next Monday. Honestly, the way in which Everton are playing, I think Jack Grealish could have a field day against us. We're playing away as well, so their fans are going to be bang up for it. And I think we could... I don't think we'll get pumped against Everton because they rarely pump anybody. No. But I think they'll beat us.
They're hard to beat. You struggle to score. I can't see you winning it.
No, I think they'll beat us probably something like 2-0 or something like that. So yeah, we'll maybe see if I can stomach doing a live stream next Monday. Then we'll try and make it work. So right, there we go. Thank you very much everyone for watching. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and help me with my pain and let me get through this. If you're a West Ham fan, let me know what you think about the current situation. What's your prediction when it comes to manager? Who's going to come in? When are they going to come in? and you know what you envisage for the rest of our season. We are bang in trouble, make no mistake about it. We are in a relegation fight as things stand, and without significant changes, that is going to carry on for the rest of this season. So, yeah, thank you very much, everyone. We'll see you next time.
See you later.